Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you my watch collection. Earlier I thought that I would make this video just kind of quick and just show you the watches and what they look like, but I realized that I do need to be able to talk through this as well, because I'm sure that some of you would be interested in knowing my thoughts on these watches in case any of you would like to buy them. I don't know why I didn't think of making this video earlier, but it was requested of me on Instagram, so thank you for that. And I am doing it right now. This is all like my personal collection and I'm proud of it because my mom has given me some too, but these are not included here. And would you believe that these are just watches that I have started collecting? I won't say collecting, but started buying and having in the last 3 years or so. It all started with the Daniel Wellington watch. So I tend to go for a particular type of watch, and I do favor analog watches, like with two hands and all, as opposed to digital ones. I think that watches have become like such an important style statement recently. We no longer need watches like we used to when we were young, because everyone has cell phones that show you the time, but they're just like, they look really stylish and they're nice to wear. So I've sort of sorted these from my more budget watches going up to the slightly pricier ones. Some of them have been bought from India. Some of them have been ordered from the watch websites, which are international ones, but they all deliver to India because I have them. So I'm going to put more kind of information about every single watch in the description box below, like where I bought it, etc. So please have a look in there if you want to know anything, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments too. I'm going to show you the only digital watches that I have in this collection, and they're both from Casio. So these are like the most famous Casio digital watches. The one is in gold, one is in silver, or rather not silver but like steel. So the gold one is also steel basically, but it has a gold plating on it, and I've had these for at least 1.5 to 2 years. But more than that, these are definitely my most used watches. 90% of the time see me wearing one or the other of these. They're just so easy to pick up and put on, and depending on what accessories I'm feeling that day, I'll either wear the gold or the steel. I'm sure I wear the steel one a little bit more. What I like about these is the face is so small, because I used to especially have very skinny wrists. I still have skinny wrists. For example, every single watch with like a leather strap or whatever that I've owned in my life, like every single one until very recently, I had to get additional holes made in the strap, like 2 additional holes, because they would all be too large. So I like these because the face is quite small. I know that you get even a little bigger one in case you have a wider wrist or you just like bigger ones, but this is the smallest one that they have available, so I'm sure this is the ladies one. So it's water resistant, and it does have an alarm. Like both of them, the features are exactly identical. They do have a alarm that beeps, and I know that I set an alarm on one of these and I forgot how to remove the alarm, so it beeps every night at 4 AM. But it's very soft, like so much so that if I'm awake, if I'm working, because sometimes I work at night, I do hear the alarm, but if I'm sleeping, it has never disturbed me once. So it's not the kind of alarm that will wake you up in the morning, but just when you want to remember during the day to get something done, you would set this alarm. It's supposed to last 2 whole years, the battery, even if you have the alarm on every single day like I do. So pretty good watches, and if you are into this style, I would highly recommend them. I know I bought them when they became very trendy, like 1.5 years ago. I was seeing them at fashion weeks. I really like the style, so I bought them. They're very retro 80s, and I thought that the style would go away really fast. It did sort of fade, but I am still wearing them. I don't care if they've gone back out of fashion or anything, because I think they're cool. The next watch I have is from Casio, and it is surprisingly enough from their kids line, but I saw it online and I really liked it, so I wanted to buy it. This is what it looks like. It's got like the tiniest face possible. It's so small and so dainty. I think it looks very cute and vintagey sort of. I actually bought it because this is really hard to see, but if you look at the face, like there's a tiny little drawing of a cat in it. Casio also has a dog, and I think they have a penguin, but being the cat lady that I am, I had to purchase this watch. Again, another casual pretty watch that I like. Now we're going on to one of my newest purchases. This is a Timex Weekender watch. It has a NATO strap, which means that it's just one strap running through the entire watch. As you can see here, I can just take out the strap and this is the watch. So the good thing about NATO straps is that you can buy a bunch of these straps and then just change them super easily on your watch. Another salient feature or whatever of this particular model is that it's supposed to be a reversible strap. You can see the blue with white polka dot side, but here is just the plain blue side and you can easily reverse it and wear it the other way. I do prefer the polka dot side because it looks really cute. The face is sort of a very classic face. It's got like all of the numbers till 12 and it also has the 24-hour clock on the inside, so it makes it easy if you're telling time like the army. It sort of reminds me of those like the Swiss railway clock or whatever. I was apprehensive because I heard that the dial is like the face is very big, and it really is quite big, but it doesn't look that bad. The whole housing is a bit chunky, but it looks really pretty, and it has Indiglow, which you press a button and it sort of glows in the dark. I don't know how visible it is now because it's light, but if you're wearing this watch on your wrist when you're sleeping, or if you have it nearby and you're somehow sleeping in a pitch black room and you somehow don't have a cell phone nearby, you can check the time on this in the Wellington. So now let's move on to my two Daniel Wellington watches, and one of these kind of restarted the whole watch obsession for me, and it is this watch. It is my first Daniel Wellington watch as well as the oldest watch that I'm going to show you guys today. So this is the classic York Lady, and I remember even when I was getting this kind of being apprehensive because the face of a Daniel Wellington watch was much bigger than anything I had used till then, and as I mentioned, I did have very skinny wrists. But I still went ahead with it and I really liked it. I've had this watch since January 2013. I know because I wrote a blog post on it, and I've worn it quite a lot. I was very impressed with especially the durability of the strap. I had to put in 2 extra holes, which you can notice on the back if you really look. But the strap, it's kind of got this like crocodile leather like finish. So I think that really protects the leather and keeps it very strong. Although I've worn this a lot, and in Mumbai's like really humid climate, you can see some signs of the wear in the back, like normal signs, but otherwise it's still very strong. And if you are like me and you're apprehensive about the face being really big, I think it really works even on skinny wrists because it's so slim. Like you really would not find a watch this slim, and it looks really sleek and nice. So the face and the hardware for all Daniel Wellington watches, you can kind of get them in either rose gold or steel, but I always go with rose gold. Again, a very classic face and a well-made watch. I think that Daniel Wellington will last me for like my entire life. I really like this watch. A lot of people ask me for my views on Daniel Wellington, and I know that they are not the cheapest watches to get, but I definitely think that they are 100% worth the splurge and you are really going to love them. So this is from Daniel Wellington's classic range, and at the time that I got this, they only had the classic range, but a little later they came out with another range, which is the classy range. So this one is more feminine with a smaller face and just overall daintier, and instead of the lines that mark the hours and the minutes, there are no minute markings, and the hours are marked by Swarovski crystals. This watch is my second Daniel Wellington and relatively newer. I've had this for over a year, I'm sure, but it's not as used as the older one. So this is the classy Saint Mawes, and again I went for this because just like the other Casio one, I wanted a very vintage looking watch. This has a kind of a rough, like lighter brown, sort of a tan leather strap, and yeah, the whole thing is a lot daintier, and I can get away without punching additional holes in this strap. Just on the tightest one, it's a little bit loose for me, but it'll do, and it looks really pretty. The only thing that I did not like so much about this particular watch, it's less about the watch itself but more about the strap of the watch, is because it has this like unfinished, raw, sort of vintagey look. There are some parts, even though I've used this so less compared to the other Daniel Wellington watch, where the leather is sort of slightly cracking and it's showing the wear, which I was a little disappointed about. But I think it's about how the leather is finished, and I know that Mumbai is not a good place to have leather, but because this strap has a sort of a plasticky coating on it, not plasticky, but you know, crocodile leather kind of how it's finished. So it has been completely durable. Although I've used it so much, there is no marking, there's no cracking. But even though I've used this one very less, there's a little bit of cracking, and I can treat it with leather cream and all, but I don't think this strap is going to hold up that well. Even here, like I had stored it in a watch box, here there's a little small bit where the coating of the leather has come out. No complaint with the watch body itself, but I would recommend staying away from the St. Mawes because of the finish of the strap. You can try to take good care of it from the very beginning, like treat it with leather cream and all really often. Maybe if you don't live in a humid city like I do, it won't crack on you, but yeah, a little bit heartbreaking. Now for the last watch in my collection, and this is also one of my really newer ones, is this Jord wood watch. So these watches have really been gaining a lot of popularity in recent times. In the beginning, I didn't really know how I felt about a watch made of wood because it seemed kind of chunky, but I decided to go for it anyway, and I really like how it looks. This is the Cora model, so it's got a mother of pearl face, stainless steel like accents, and the hands are also stainless steel, and this whole, the wood is called purple heart. So I thought in the beginning that this was a wood treated to be given this sort of purple like brinjal color, but turns out that there is really a wood called purple heart wood, which when I googled I realized that. So this is not treated in any way. I think it's finished off absolutely beautifully. I was feeling a bit apprehensive about wood watch in the beginning, but once I got this, I was in love with it. It's just gorgeous. The good thing about getting any watch from the Jord website is that you just need to measure your wrist and they will size it up for you also. So it will save you a trip to the jewelry store or whatever to get it done yourself. And I gave them my wrist measurement, it came out perfect. This is the only watch that right now I have the box with me. I have the boxes for all the other watches also, here or there. This is the box. It's also wood. I think it's pine wood. It looks really pretty and finished off really nicely. Great to gift someone. And there's a laser cut like the Jord logo. Inside, the cushion that the watch came on, and they even sent me the extra links of the watch that they had to take out when they had it sized. So in case I gain a lot of weight or I want to give this to somebody else with a fatter wrist to wear, you can put these right back in. I mean, I probably couldn't put them in, but a jeweler or watch shop guy could put it in really well. And another nice thing about it is the back. The back looks absolutely fabulous because you can actually see all of the gears and everything working inside, and it looks so nice. This watch never needs a battery because it's like an old style wind up watch. So I just have to loosen this screw, and there's a method to it which you will get inside your box, like all the instructions. I think ideally you have to wind it up every single day or every 2 days. I admit that I do not wear this watch daily, so a little step that I have to do before I put it on whenever I do is I check if the time is right. Sometimes the watch has stopped because it hasn't been wound by me. So then I will just quickly wind it and reset the time, which is no biggie for me, but I have to remember to do it. But I think it is an absolutely pretty looking watch. The first like bracelet style watch that I have. I know these bracelet style watches are really popular, like a lot of people have Michael Kors rose gold watches and all, which are in this basic style. But I don't have any of those. I never really liked them, but this is the first bracelet style watch that I have that I truly love. So that is all for my humble little watch collection, and I really like and treasure all these watches. Basically, I'm really happy with my watches. So are you a watch kind of person? I would love to know, and also tell me if you guys have any watches that you really like, or also send me your recommendations of any that you think I would like. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.